You have to start the stream before the intro.
I freaking started it. My goddamn computer's so slow that the button took a half hour to come up.
Okay, all right. Well, that's what that countdown thing is for, man.
It's on now.
All right.
I don't want to do the countdown thing. Everybody does the count. You make me a special one, and I'll use the special one because you're special.
I will. I'm gonna make you a rotating garbage can. Because damn.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be dope. That would be dope. All right. Well, we're here. He's on Twitch. Okay. So welcome to Sporking News Podcast. My name is Scott. I'm reading people's messages. God. And we're more professional today. You could see it like this. Check out the people below. That is the great Tina Bojan saying, welcome to the dump. Please hit the like button on your way in. Look at that. I'm so professional now. And the Time Prophet's also here. I'm confused. Podcast or dump? I know. I put podcast. I should actually drop that and just call my channel Sporking News. I don't know.
Well, you do Thanks do a podcast. I mean,
I always wanted to do a podcast. I just need somebody to bounce off of.
Well, all you have to do is put this onto a podcasting channel, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know how to do that.
Oh my God!
Do the extra work, Jesus Christ!
I literally do. I have to hold your hand through every part of this thing?
Yes, Culture. Yeah. Hold his hand.
All right.
Yes. Well, Bone is here, and K. John Boom, who says, love it. And that is, it got to be aliens. It has to be aliens. My boy Deviant Porg, or I like to call Palanuki, is up in the spot. Hi again. One of my first ever fans or followers or friends who actually I didn't know.
Look, man, some of these people have been with us since the very beginning. I love y'all. Thank you for taking
has been there.
Thank you for taking this road, traveling this road with us.
Yes, sir. And we have Darren, like my father before me, one of my dedicated Monday stream chat members. I'm so happy to have him here tonight. Yeah. So we'll go back to the chat and check out everybody. But let me first introduce my panelists. Next to me is the artist of the fourth wave and one of the best mods in the game. And his name is Machiny90.
Good afternoon, good evening, good night, everyone. We thank you for stopping by. My name is Machiny90. And I was thinking, I don't know if anybody heard me start rapping at the start of the dump chat. Maybe I should just do like a little rap for that stream.
Listen, you don't need to do that. Listen, man, you don't need to do that.
I want him to drop the beat.
If there is a lady in here, I don't know, it's like I'm not a girl, so maybe I'm not hearing this right. If there's a lady in here that doesn't hear Machiny's intros and outros and doesn't think, damn, that man could throw some back shots, I don't know. I don't know where you're at.
Man, that is the greatest compliment I've ever heard. Man.
You're welcome, sir. You're welcome.
For anybody. Okay, well, Machiny, thanks for being here. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Nerd Cookies is a fan of this channel, and I appreciate her for being that. Also, occasional panelist. Whenever she wants, she should come on. And I love her. Thank you, Nerd Cookies. And we have the great Culture Oh, God, here he goes. Culture Casinos here.
Hi guys. Hello. I have a small YouTube channel. Thank you for all joining us this evening. I will not delay us any further and tell you that the great and wonderful Jayne Theory, who's now monetized, deserves every dollar you can possibly throw her way, and I will let her tell you all about her amazing channel.
I can use some of your cash too, but whatever. The next up is the
great
Jayne
just
Theory,
did it. But
who is
you cut Jayne off. Culture gave her this. He spent his time talking about the great Jayne Theory.
Next up is Jayne Theory. How are you, Jayne?
Hey guys, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. Yeah, I have a YouTube channel as well where I post movie and television reviews and pop culture commentary. And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram and Parler at Jayne Theory. Thanks for having me.
Jayne.
Oh man, I love that.
Put you up in a position of power. Right. And next up, the guy, Stephen Walton.
Scott's a dick.
Hey, Stephen, did you make it to the toilet before we started?
I did it. I washed my hands thoroughly, so
okay,
I'm
good.
back.
I gotta make sure.
Well, that's a change.
20 seconds, dude. 20 seconds to get.
It was. I was like a bomb board. The bay's open, and then I just watched.
Aren't you supposed to read "Happy Birthday" or sing "Happy Birthday"? Isn't that like you sing it once or twice and that's enough?
What?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, when you're washing your hands, happy birthday to you, happy birthday. You sing it twice, and that's
Demonetized.
I got a brush for my.
Yeah, Jayne is monetized. Jerks. We got Runner Studio, but he's now going by Runner. A really good kid. I gotta have you on sometime, man. Stopping by to say hi, watching Wonder Woman 84 right now. Hopefully I survive. Yeah, it was watchable.
Yeah.
I would watch that on like a Sunday or like a Tuesday afternoon when I'm sick. Again.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I would actually. So here's the problem. I have to watch this one more time with the boss because during the break, I was able to get her to agree to suffer that film and then talk about it, like off camera, of course.
You're a terrible taskmaster.
Yeah, I am. I really feel bad. She was very unhappy about that. She said, "You're going to torture me with this?" And I said, "Okay, yes, but it'll be fun." Yeah, I lied to her. But
no.
Anyway.
Torture with the wife should involve nipple clamps, bro. Come on.
And Michael Wolf says, hello, everyone. Michael Wolf is an OG also. Good to see you, my friend. He sent me chocolate once, and I appreciate that every time I think about him. Lady Tauriel, hello, everyone. One of my Monday panelists when she's able to get on. Lady Tauriel is one of the best supporters out there and really, really, really smart. So please check out her channel, guys. She is awesome.
She is awesome.
And more cool stuff about her is she showed up on today's member stream because she's one of my channel members, and I did a live stream for my members today, all of my members. It was a lot of fun, but she showed up. It was great. She has a lot to say. I can't support her channel enough. So check it out, guys. She's going to be an up and comer soon.
Absolutely.
Yep. Totally. And just amazing. And next, we have Joanon. He's up in this place too. Joanon, it's good to see you. I just got here. What movie? 1984. That's all you got to say. It's like
Wonder Woman 1984.
WW84.
Yeah, WW84.
Why would they have picked that year? Can you imagine? Like, people have been talking about the 1984 book for several years now. Referencing it.
Yeah.
Why would they have picked that year?
They could have gone. Okay, so I was thinking they didn't go with 86 because the Challenger blew up in 86 and they wanted to make sure Steve saw the rockets that went to the moon. So I figured that out.
82.
I was thinking 85 too. Well, no, 83 is a little too early. That still feels 70-ish. 84 is like that first neon year. But 85 would have worked. I just couldn't remember if that's the year Back to the Future happens.
Yeah.
Or is that 84?
No, it's 85.
It is 85,
85
right?
to 55, yeah.
Yeah, so I was wondering if they didn't touch it because of that, but
why? But see, you don't have to say what time of year it is. Of course, they went about the whole thing of showing off the dang fireworks for 4th of July. I thought that was also an interesting choice, considering that Patty Jenkins is clearly an America hater. So, but anyway, whatever.
I mean, her father was an Air Force pilot. So
yeah. Well, and she was happy to tell everybody about that for the Star Wars Squadrons thing.
Exactly.
But in all of her statements, she seems to support, the alternate governmental styles. So, yeah.
Right.
Maki, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say, hey guys, Lady Tauriel's at 187. Let's see if we can get her to 200 by the end of the night.
That would be awesome.
Do it.
That'd be awesome. If you guys are not subscribed to Lady Tauriel, the link will be in the chat right now. Please, and it's going to be going in the chat throughout the show. Let's get her to 200 by the end. Let's show that us little guys can do it too.
Hello, TT. Yeah.
Yeah. Good night, Knight. Good night. Oh, we got another panelist.
Oh, look. It's the guy who didn't give Culture his piggyback ride.
Welcome to the poop.
Hey, Jayne.
Hey, Jayne. I'm only here for you.
That's really messed up, bro.
Good.
That's you know what? That's messed up.
It is.
Oh,
It
hey,
hurts.
Cole. I didn't see Culture was here. I only saw bad memes.
He's here
that's
too.
all.
Yeah.
I'm here for Culture too. He's a good guy.
Hey, drunk.
Didn't get his
That
piggyback.
Makini?
Yeah, it's Makini.
Oh, he's good too. Good people.
Yeah, good people.
I wasn't jealous. You misread my super chat the other day.
Man, I'm the king of misread super chats. So,
Oh, dude, it's so great. You were the best at it. Hey, so
Wow,
I'm gonna do.
ass kicking thing. That's good.
No, he is. He's great at it. It's
No, yeah.
amazing. I still I have ordered my Oh my gosh, it was a mispronounced Spanish thing on Latino Slant Channel. What was that?
Which one?
Oral mango.
Yeah, I think that one's showing up. I can't wait for that. But so you're having a lot of visitors, Drunk. I mean, and now I'm going to turn this into Drunk's Hour. You're having a lot of visitors down there. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, Tina's been down there. Tina's in the chat, by the way. Say hi to Tina.
Tina's fantastic.
Hi, Tina. I met Tina. Tina's family is awesome. Took me to one of the better restaurants I've ever been to. Awesome. What an awesome person. She's such an awesome person. And the gift that she made, she handmade me a gift. Like I love those kind of presents. Awesome. It's not like going to get a gift card, which is I'll accept those too. But I'm just saying, like, to hand make something, you know, it meant a lot. That meant more than she probably knows. So,
yep.
You know.
No, I agree with
beautiful.
You.
Yeah.
No one has made me anything ever, but if they ever did,
babies, you got made babies, and now you're going to axe that part of yourself. Now you're trying to remove that.
Please don't forget about the January 29th, or I'm sorry, January 30th.
Elaine, I'm a fan of yours too.
I know Nerd Cookies. Yeah, she's awesome. Yeah, she's
your vasectomy, Scott.
Elaine's amazing.
Elaine,
I know. Fuck my show.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. And Lorena's going to be down there real quick. And you got, and I think Jayne Theory. You got a bunch of people coming to hang out with you, my man.
Monday, Jayne Theory is paying for all my meals, and
wow.
Are you going to deliver them?
Well, they keep coming back, buddy. I don't see anybody visiting you.
I mean, he does live in a little state.
Ew, he does live in the little estate. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it's like the tiniest state.
It's not the tiniest. Rhode Island is the tiniest.
It's pretty small.
It's pretty small, dude.
Ooh, that was hot. That was
pretty
hot.
small. Yeah. All right. Why don't we get to our first article? Drunk, thank you for being here for Jayne. I appreciate that.
I gotta bring that up. Give me a minute. Keep jabbing.
Steven, why don't you? Oh, okay. So keep jamming. Jay, how is your Jay Around the World channel growing? Where are you at with that?
It's slow because I can't travel. The whole point of that is to do traveling stuff. So I got a couple of videos coming this week. But I don't want it to be the one thing I don't thank you for asking those seriously, those guys. I don't want it to be, and I'm forcing myself, I don't want it to be me reading news articles. I'll keep that for Drunk 3PO if an article is thing. I want it to be something special, something different. And I'm forcing myself to make like serious like super as best as I can do. Different. I don't want it to turn into in today's news and travel. Like I want it to be something different, something special.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
I'm not worried. Honestly, I'm
it.
not worried about the. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. The 1,000 subscribers. I'm almost there. I'm like at 960. I can honestly, I could ask Jeremy. Can you give me one big shout out on a video, and I can get to 1,000. That's not. It's the watch time. So, but yeah, no, thank you, Makini. Yeah, I mean, 1,000 subs is great. Don't get me wrong. I'm only at 400 watch hours.
Yeah, you need some watch hours, buddy. Do some live streams.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay away from live streams as best I can.
You're gonna have to if you want to get them out.
Yeah, I think next year I might just have open live streams where people could talk about where they live and things to do there. Like stuff like that. Like
can't you talk about? Well, can't you talk about places you went and the culture and like spots?
Yeah.
I would find that very interesting.
I could also talk but to you, Scott, I could have you on like where you live and like what's some of the hidden gems in your area, stuff like that.
That's interesting. That would be kind of cool, man.
That would be awesome.
So that's I'm looking into that next year. It's just time and all that stuff.
Right. I mean, you could have Steven on. It would be really short.
Yeah. Small. It would be a small segment.
Yeah.
Diminute.
I don't want to talk about
petite.
I mean, I would love to talk about beers in other places, coffee in other places, like stuff
Yep.
like that. I like all that
Food
stuff.
streams.
Food is huge.
Absolutely.
Everybody loves hearing about different places to eat and different cultures and how they cook. I would find that really interesting. I would love a channel like that. So I'm glad you're doing it. If
Thank
anybody
you.
is in the chat that is not subscribed, which probably
Thank
is
you,
not,
Scott.
but if you, yeah, dude, definitely. Please make sure you guys subscribe to Jay Walking the World. I'm sorry. I've just
Jaywalking the planet.
I just screwed that up so bad. Jaywalking the planet.
Well, there's
Shut
a
up.
lot of videos on there now about like past like mission work and building homes and the orphanages
Yep.
and stuff like from all over the different countries I've been to and stuff. That's up now already. So hopefully I'll have new stuff up next year if God willing, if we get back to some normalcy where we could travel again. So
Fingers crossed on that
Fingers
one.
crossed.
yeah.
We got 2 super chats. We got Culture Casino for $1.49 super sticker. It is a Doomicorn, I'm guessing.
Yes, it is. And
Marketing?
of course,
There you go, buddy. I still don't even know what that is all about, but I love it. And my good friend, Lady Tauriel, who we are trying so hard to get to 200 in this stream. Guys, if you are not subscribed, she's at like 187 the last we checked. If someone can get an update for us, that'd be great. She's awesome person, really smart. Comes on my Monday streams. I mean, she just read the whole, all the 5 books in the Game of Thrones, A Song of Ice and Fire saga. She started in April and finished them in August, and is really has really deep and interesting ideas about what's going on in those books. So please make sure you guys check her out. But for $2, she says, "Good luck, drunk on the channel. Sounds awesome."
Oh, thank you so much. She's awesome, man. Like
She is.
She's been a supporter. I think when I was at 20 subscribers, she's been around my channel and stuff like that. She's freaking awesome.
Yep.
And she took a break there for a while, and we were all scared. Like we were all like, "Where is she?" Like we miss her. Like she has no idea what kind of impact she had. Like just small encouragement is huge. It's huge for us. So I'm glad to see her.
It was on your Dark Council. You guys saw that she came back around, and I remember that you guys were so amazing about everybody talked about how she has affected their channel and the support. You're absolutely right. People like TT and the Time Prophet and Darren, like my father before me, and all these guys that are in here, my channel members. It's really nice. Not because you're donating money to whatever, it's about that you support the channel. Like you actually believe that we can make content worthy of someone, spending even just their time watching. Like to me, that's huge. I just find it really interesting, and have met some really cool people from all over the world.
Wait, Scott and Steven, you're in my special chat, so you got to see. Yep. Did you see the picture I posted about like Christmas Eve? We got to send a bunch of money to not only Haiti but El Salvador.
That's beautiful.
And they're looking. Yeah, it's in there. I had to cover up some of the personal numbers and stuff like that, just
right,
because. And then hopefully we'll get some pictures up. They're gonna have some big.
I love that chat.
Stuff. Yeah, it's
so positive. Yeah. So positive.
It absolutely is, guys. And if you're out there, I don't show up for Jay too much because everybody else does it for him. Because you don't have the best guy in the world. Now, one of the things that since I became friends with him, I've wanted to do was do good for other people. Like I try to do that in my life anyway. That's my life philosophy is, passing it on to others and making sure that message continues. But I love becoming a patron of Drunk because I know that money is going to someone that's going to help somebody out. And that's more important to me than just even supporting a friend. So that's one of the best decisions that I've made, and just a little bit I can do to help out. So please do that. Support my brother. He's doing good things. All the shit I give him, he's doing some beautiful things, and that's why I give him shit, because he looks better than all of us.
And I got to add to that, Steven, real quick, is that DM, that chat you get to become a member of once you are a member of Jay's, you would think that after a while the chat would turn into every chat you have, all corny jokes, all stupid things. It's just so positive. Like you can go in there and say something real, like how you're feeling that day, and get so much support from the people in there. People you would expect not to give you, like, to bust your balls, actually bust your balls. Exactly. It's beautiful. It really is. It's beautiful.
When Jay brought me in, he was like, "Steve, now it's not like a normal chat. Everybody's positive." I was like, "Okay," and then I got in there, and people that I see out on social media just giving other people shit are like, "Nice, yep. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
have a great day."
I know.
It's an experience.
For Robert here, did you check out the expansion yet? I started episode 1. I'm working tomorrow morning. I got to get up at 4 a.m. I just downloaded the 5 episodes so I can watch it at work because nothing's going to be going on. Please, boss, don't see this. But yeah, I love the Expanse. It's so good. It's the best show on TV right now. It's the best. It's the best active show on TV right now. Even though this is probably its last season, which breaks my heart.
No, don't say that.
Oh no, that's what people are saying.
Whatever.
I'm bringing it up.
And Scott, Lady Tauriel 7 away from 200.
Ooh,
7 away. Wow.
7 away.
Guys,
awesome.
7 people. If you are not subscribed to Lady Tauriel, we're going to keep dropping her channel into the chat. Keep an eye on Makini because he'll keep dropping it in there. We are going to get her to 200 tonight. So please, guys, if you are not subscribed.
If y'all could put that out on your social media, your Facebook or Parler or whatever, wherever it is you're at, that would be awesome, guys. Thank you so much.
Yep. Toxic Man Flu for $5. You stink, Scott. I probably do a little bit. Thanks, brother. Thank you. I love you too, man. That's one of my biggest supporters. So that's a beautiful thing.
My God. Oh my God.
Oh, Robert's saying season 6 is going to be the last season. I heard different, so that's and DeviantPort saying that too. So I'll go. What? You don't feel this one right here?
That's funny.
There you go.
You stink, Scott. Heart.
I do. Hardcore, like
with a heart.
You have to love TMF. TMF is the man. I love it. And when I'm hanging out over at Comics Channel a couple times a week, TMF rolls in like a flaming ball of like fire.
Oh,
and just does. It just flames everywhere. It's so great. It's fantastic. Chaos.
Yeah, I want people keep asking me. I will be on Comic Division because like I always expect to be on, and then I usually fall asleep because you guys start so late. I have this week off, so Monday and probably the Thursday show I'll be hitting. So that'll be a lot of fun. But let's bring up this first article. It's a long one, so let's try to get through some of it before we jump in.
It's 4 away.
It's not gonna happen because I'm not gonna be able to read this thing without stopping. But I'm gonna do my best. All right. This is I didn't even read the beginning. Rumors about removing the Star Wars sequel trilogy from canon are about power, not continuity. And this is by Darren Mooney, who is a complete jerk. You're gonna find that out real soon. Fandom rumors should always be treated with a grain of salt. Indeed, there's arguably not enough salt on crate to account for some of the speculation. Ever since the Star Wars sequel trilogy wrapped up, and arguably as soon as The Last Jedi was released, there have been fans clamoring to erase the sequels from canon. It's worth acknowledging this move up front for what it is, an attempt at fandom gatekeeping, and a desire of a certain generation of fans to assert their fandom trumped anyone else's, especially against those who enjoy and appreciate aspect of the franchise that the self-appointed gatekeepers do not. Well, we know what tone this is going in. Before digging into this argument, it is worth pausing to acknowledge the reality that exists outside the vocal Star Wars fandom corner of the internet. The first 2 movies in the sequel trilogy were successes by any measure. This dude is delusional. Sorry. Both The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi earned rave reviews from film critics who are shills, don't trust critics, and earned A cinema scores from audiences. Are we sure about that? And were the highest grossing movies of their respective years. True that, but there was a very distinctive difference between The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. People went back to see The Force Awakens, but also sold remarkably well on home media, suggesting a healthy afterglow. Well, I mean, if you don't count merchandising, if you don't count the steady decline of value of Disney Lucasfilm, sure. Of course, that is obviously less than true for The Rise of Skywalker, which is one that everybody's allowed to hate. It earned less than The Last Jedi, despite a more advantageous holiday calendar, and that doesn't speak about that doesn't speak about the Last Jedi. If the next film does terribly, I don't know. I don't know what the point this person's trying to make.
Where is he going with it, Steven?
Yeah,
Where is he going?
I'm sorry. You just asked me to read this, and I told you I couldn't read this straight without saying shit. I'm sorry, Jay. Go ahead.
No, I say, can you just paraphrase?
Yeah, like, have you read the whole thing yet? Because I didn't realize how long this is.
I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best.
Okay.
And a considerably longer gap of the Star Wars.
Wait. I'm sorry, Scott. I have to draw attention to the fact that maybe you didn't read this article.
No, I never do.
Listen,
never do.
I get up to the point where he starts getting into the TLJ, and then I'm done. And a considerably longer gap from the Star Wars theatrical releases, it earned the worst critical reviews in the franchise and the lowest cinematic for a live-action Star Wars film. Naturally, all this is relative.
Sorry, Steven, real quick. Lady Tauriel's at 200 subs.
Beautiful.
You made it. Yeah, Lady Tauriel. That is freaking awesome. That's so much better news than this crappy article. Go on.
Thank you guys for all that work. We rise together. Bless y'all. Naturally, all of this is relative. The Rise of Skywalker was a disappointment. As much as a billion-dollar movie can be a disappointment. As such, it seems fair to acknowledge that an extremely vocal reaction from a subset of the online audience does not necessarily constitute reality. Reality. That makes it interesting when rumors unfailingly appear in familiar places that Disney is planning to erase the Star Wars sequel trilogy from continuity. These sorts of rumors inevitably circulate, on Twitter or YouTube and arrive like clockwork once every few months to stoke the fandom hive mind. This motherfucker.
Wow, this dude is angry, huh?
He's very angry. This is projection. This is a lot of projection.
Upset.
Have you ever seen it? You know what the guy looks like who wrote this article?
No.
You can share my screen real quick.
I
need to see this.
But real quick, 2 super chats before we check that out. We have Culture Casino. Thanks for $2. Thank you. I'm sorry. Thanks for your support of Lady Tauriel, everyone. She hit 200 subs. That is freaking awesome. And you didn't have to give me a $5 super chat where she says, thank you. Love you all. I'm so happy for her. That is freaking awesome. And here we go.
It's the guy who wrote the article right there. That's
God. Oh my God.
Is that him or Movie Bob?
We denounce supremacy in this channel. Okay.
Sure.
You got to say that anytime we do anything like that, right?
You've got it. Many of the claims originate from commentators claiming to have anonymous sources, pumping out mind-boggling volumes of speculation, and then carrying vindication when the stopped clock is right twice a day. After all, how many times? Oh my God! How many times has Kathleen Kennedy been pushed out of Star Wars, according to these sources? How many times have these conspiracy theorists claimed that Star Trek Discovery is canceled despite being renewed for a 4th season and launching a whole slate of spin-offs? This person loves soy-based entertainment. Of course, these rumors exist in the attention economy. They drive clicks designed to attract those people browsing online that want validation of their opinions. Part of that is true. After all, studies have demonstrated that anger travels faster than the other emotion online. I think that's pretty true. More than that, the last few years have demonstrated that there's little social consequence for sharing misinformation in the public sphere. I'll bet you this dude is one of those people, as long as people want to believe it is true, like anyone believing this article. A lie repeated often enough becomes the truth, much like this article. Still, the question of canon and continuity is interesting, even in the abstract. It is especially interesting in the case of The Rise of Skywalker, which seems so desperate to appease those who wanted to erase The Last Jedi that it created a narrative requiring months of patching. While the argument that Disney needed a plan for the sequel trilogy is somewhat overstated.
What?
Yeah, Culture, go in. Somebody go in.
Yeah, please.
I don't even know.
Oh,
go ahead, Jane. I can't lose my mind.
I feel the same way. I'm just saying, it's not just that they didn't have a plan. It's that you had 2 directors at war with one another. They could have had a vision. They could have had some idea of what direction they were heading in, and instead you just had conflicting agendas. And that could never
Jay,
work.
Wouldn't you say 3 directors at war? We lost one along the way.
That's true. It's just, that's just crazy.
I think Jane's right. Okay, all my criticisms of TLJ put in one corner, that was a movie that was supposed to be set in the middle of a trilogy that was a finale. That was a finale. Like, where do you go from that? You know, like Rian Johnson did nothing to help to show any type of teamwork with the script that he was building, and on and off set. You know, we saw that Carrie Fisher passed away, our princess, and instead of giving her what they could have, some kind of an honorable end, and then even though maybe they didn't want to, make Luke Skywalker the hero of the saga, the hero of the movie, maybe that would have helped, or a hero in the movie. Like, there was just so many things that Rian Johnson did that were in contrast to everything that everyone else around him within the framework of this sequel trilogy was trying to do. He was contentious. So, a lot of...
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, brother.
No, I was going to say, Steven, don't forget that he said... he did say he doesn't care about, literally he said, I know people don't mind, but he didn't care about canon. I know that doesn't mean everything to everybody, but he also said he doesn't care what the movie before him said or after him will say. His movie is the universe he's building. So he doesn't worry about whatever happened before. So,
which you can't do in a trilogy. That's the whole point of a trilogy.
Exactly. That's
you
why
just made a separate film apart from the other two films then. But that's ridiculous. That doesn't make any sense.
He should have done a Rogue One or a Solo, something separate from this trilogy you were trying to build upon.
Right, with completely new characters, so no one would have anything to judge it on, and he could do whatever he liked, and then it could be just judged solely on the character generation themselves and the events that they're in within the story elements. But
I'm all for nude characters. So
I love nude characters.
He does sound like he says nude every time he says.
That's just what culture's hearing. That's what he needs more nudity.
That's what I've been hearing. That's why I'm like, what?
Steven.
Steven speaking Delawarean.
That's right. That little state, that very tiny, small state.
Tiny state. Toxic Man flew for another $5. Love you, Scott. Gotta bounce. Dude, thank you for watching. Hope you can catch the replay.
Love you, Toxic.
See you Monday night.
See you, TMF. Oh, TMF, please be hanging out with comics on Monday, bro.
Please, Are we doing the Pegasus Actual this week? Or are we not?
I don't know.
TMF's always there.
I think we are waiting for the first of the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but we are definitely doing comics this stream, man.
Yes,
all right, I'll be there.
Back to the article, though.
Sure. Sorry. Well, I have to say that comics stream is probably more interesting than anything this guy has to say in the article. But we can keep going.
Absolutely,
I completely agree with you on that. Let's keep going.
Particularly given fan reactions to other planned trilogies, like Zack Snyder Superman movies, the trilogy is disjointed. Well, that's true. All right, so he had like one paragraph of okayness. To be fair, fans perhaps place too much emphasis on continuity. You guys are placing too much emphasis on continuity, in case you didn't know that. After all, the original Star Wars and Obi-Wan Kenobi Alec Guinness state explicitly that Luke Skywalker's Mark Hamill's father was dead when George Lucas decided that Darth Vader would be Luke's father in Empire Strikes Back. This required rather an elegant bit of retconning. It was that was his story, but it didn't. You're right. Go ahead, Jane.
No, I was just going to say, it doesn't take all of that because you can understand in the context of the film why he would refer to his father as being dead. That's actually explainable.
Yes.
What happened in The Last Jedi cannot be explained. There's no logic.
Exactly.
To the decisions he made there. It's not the same.
No, it's not. In truth, continuity has always been more malleable than fans like to believe. You guys are wrong. The fans are wrong, by the way. After all, it took Star Wars quite some time to decide on James Kirk middle initial, the mechanics of star dates, who was paying Kirk's salary, or even if he had a salary at all. There is a consistent push on pull over Star Trek continuity involving everything. This is a Discovery fan, so he's a disc fan. He's not a Star Trek fan. This is a
comparing films to television series as well.
Well, he's doing it because the reason for the terrible decision making in both Star Wars and Star Trek had to do with the push of an ideological direction, one that this person agrees with. So that is where the interconnectivity exists. That's why they're both good.
Oh yeah, intersectionality. Yeah, interconnectivity of intersectionality. Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. Very good.
Continuity involving everything from the first details of the contact with the first Klingons, or the question of what exactly the Romulans developed cloaking devices are not small details. No, they're not, and Discovery destroyed them without any regard whatsoever to establish canon.
Steven, doesn't that go against his whole premise? Bringing those up?
No, this is a person that's
Or is he
trying.
going with? Is he saying it's not important?
No, he's saying it's not important. I think is what he's trying to say.
Okay.
Fans place too much emphasis on the material that we love. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Even within the Star Wars canon, there are similar contradictions and errors. Why did Obi-Wan Kenobi remember C-3PO or not? Wait, why didn't he remember C-3PO or R2-D2 in the original Star Wars films, given that he met them in the prequels? Despite initially promising to observe the continuity of the expanded universe, the Clone Wars rewrote large swaths of it to a point and forced departure of Arthur, Karen Travis. Yes, that has been a big thing. I don't know where you've been, bro, but that has been a big debate. It's still talked about today.
I still believe he knew him. He just didn't say anything that he knew him, because he would have to answer that whole, like, how do you know these droids? That would open up the door to Luke understanding everything that happened when Obi-Wan was not ready to tell him.
Exactly. And the issue with the Clone Wars, I mean, George has specifically said he considers that on the same level as his films. And there's always going to be a difference between what the author created and what other people created. So there's no conflict there.
Scott, since this thing's so long as you guys are commenting, I'm just going to skip over.
Do that, please.
All right. So basically, this weaponization of canon is not about continuity, but about power and institutionalized gatekeeping. It is about who gets to determine which stories matter and which don't. After all, many of the fans who insist incorrectly that the characterization of Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi is inconsistent with his characterization in the earlier films clap as Mandalorian offers a version of Boba Fett completely at odds anything from the film. So he's. I don't understand this. I don't know.
You can compare Luke Skywalker to Boba Fett.
So to a 7-minute character in Return of the Jedi.
All right, you could just turn this off. No. Your argument is over at that point.
It's over.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter what he says now. I'm just gonna go get some cake while you.
Dude, that's as far as I got, Jay. I kid you not. That was the paragraph where I ended it and said I'm not reading anymore. When I first looked at this article.
I stream and you read more than I did. So go.
History demonstrates that franchise fandoms tend to be reflexively hostile to newer versions of older versions. Yes, they care about what came before. That's a problem. And yes, this was even the case with The Empire Strikes Back. Over time, fandoms tend to settle down. What was new becomes old, and in doing so, becomes accepted and an object of nostalgia.
Can I say
go
something
ahead,
here?
buddy.
Okay.
Go ahead.
That entire statement is such BS. It is completely false in regards to the sequel trilogy, because, as I said before, the sequel trilogy will not be fondly remembered by a majority of the fan base.
No.
In its in a decade.
Listen, guys.
I will bet you that it will not be remembered fondly. And the people who do remember fondly are people like this. The Ryan Johnsons, the Kathleen Kennedys, those are the people. The Twitter Brodies, the Raylos. Those are going to be the only people who remember fondly. Other fans, other people who actually wasn't, they won't remember the sequel trilogy fondly. They won't see it as a classic.
Okay, look back.
Prove me wrong.
I compare it to this. You look back at Twilight. Remember when Twilight was a thing, guys? I know some people on the panel enjoy that. Okay. Well, listen. Remember when Twilight was a thing?
Steven.
Hold on now. Remember when Twilight was a thing? If you liked it or hated it, you talked about it, right? You were like, oh my God, that, or I love this, right? Where is it now? The only people who care is that small group of people who liked it.
Cared in the first place, exactly.
Yeah, that small group of people.
Exactly.
Look at the Hunger Games. I enjoy the Hunger Games.
Films.
I enjoy the Hunger Games, but I don't. But where are we now with it? Right? Nobody really talks about it.
Will be remembered a lot better.
Well, they will be. Yeah, I think so.
I can still watch the Hunger Games. I can watch The Last Jedi.
Right, exactly, and that's my point.
That just answered the question right there, Jane. Like, yes, I'm not going to go looking for the Hunger Games, but if it's on TV and I'll be like, oh shit, this is a good part, I'll watch the rest of this movie. I would never do that with The Last Jedi. It would actually get me, like, my stomach feels weird. I just get upset.
Right. And if any of the Twilight movies were to come on TV, I would change the channel because I don't want to see it. But if the Hunger Games came on, I'd watch it.
Let me see if I can do you one better, Steven. So people remember Terminator 2 fondly. They remember it as one of the greatest of all time.
It is one of the greatest of all time.
People remember Terminator 3 and Salvation as not really that good.
Fun movies.
Genesis. They don't remember it that well. They'll be remembered too fondly. Dark Fate won't be remembered fondly. Period. At all. There's not a single person, aside from Dion of WCBS, there's not a single person who's going to remember Terminator Dark Fate fondly. There's not going to be a single person who's going to remember Elizabeth Banks' version of Charlie's Angels fondly. Hell, I'll doubt they don't remember it at all.
I never saw him. I never saw him.
Exactly.
You know what?
You didn't see Dionysus?
I saw Terminator Genesis. I didn't see Dark Fate. I just once I heard what happened at the beginning, I'm like, I don't want to deal with like Last Jedi like blowback stuff again. Like,
yeah,
and stuff like this that will get remembered. It'll be remembered for all the wrong reasons, and none of the right reasons.
According to this writer, by any objective measure, the 3 films in the prequel trilogy were less loved than either The Force Awakens or The Last Jedi. And yet they linger.
I call BS on that.
Yes, absolutely.
I call BS on that. Wow. Absolutely.
Yeah, they linger.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I think The Last Jedi will always be remembered. I think it'll be one of the most remembered Star Wars films of all time. We're still talking about it 3 years later, and we probably will continue to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And when we stop talking about it, people like this put out articles like this, so we'll talk about it some more.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how it is. When they show us good Luke Skywalker, we talked about The Last Jedi again. It's just, I think it'll be, remember for the wrong reasons.
Right.
And I think Rian Johnson is absolutely happy about that. I think he killed Luke Skywalker on purpose so that no matter what his legacy will be, he will always be talked about, always be remembered, loved or hated. He's going to be the guy who killed Luke Skywalker. And I think his pride just enjoys it, loves it.
I agree with that.
In the same in that same mindset as Anita Sarkeesian and like Zoe Quinn will be, remember for the whole Gamergate stuff. It'll be in that exact same thing, exact same way.
But they also like how poorly they did it. That's the thing that I don't understand. Like,
I know.
You're supposed to be able to produce good content, though. Even if you include your own content.
He's got his fans that say it's the greatest thing ever. That just is.
But those are the fans. Honestly, okay, I know there's probably some out there that aren't terrible people that listen, that do like that film for whatever reason. But a large segment of his fans only really like it because he's a troll. He's an epic level troll. No matter what you think of him, he is a troll. He's a king troll, and they love that. And so that they love it for the wrong. It's not really loving something. It's loving the negative impact that it had on others.
Well said.
They linger because they spoke to the new fans of the franchise who managed to work their way into the heart of the Star Wars fandom, something that would have seemed impossible at the time of release. It is genuinely heartening to understand that the children who watched the prequels in the cinema felt a strong emotional attachment to them. So he's happy that fantivists got into the fandom. Like this, I don't think he understands what fans are. What's interesting about this repeated and insistent argument about canonicity of the sequel trilogy and he's making up words, is a preemptive effort to erect roadblocks to this process. There are people who came to Star Wars through the sequel trilogy for whom the sequels are their Star Wars. Well,
actually, I agree with that.
There are a handful of people who think bad Star Wars is Star Wars. So
yeah. Dig it.
Well, Jay, what were you going to say?
No, I said I agree with that statement completely. I mean, we have all the weirdos now that have infested Star Wars, Reylos, shippers, and all that stuff. All these weird
people who talk about their genders,
pronouns in our bio type weirdo people that have infested Star Wars, and we've seen that when they've gone after actors or actresses. I mean, Gina Carano's always been the case, but I mean, even Rosario Dawson, we've seen Star Wars fans. attack Star Wars because Rosario Dawson, who's freaking going out with Cory Booker, you can't get any more left
Right.
than that, and yet they don't want her on there because of an incident that happened 10 years ago.
With her mom. It was her mom, not even her.
That's what I'm saying. And then Bill Burr shows up and they're like, oh, cancel Star Wars. I'll never watch another show. And then the same weirdos are like, how come there's no Roast Tico merch for The Rise of Skywalker? Let's cancel Star Wars. It's the same weirdos that's the market they went after. And now look, they're coming back. They're coming back after Kathleen Kennedy freaking stood on her high horse podium and said, there's more Star Wars stories to be told going forward than there is back. We're not going to go backwards because that's for 50-year-olds. But yet now we have an announcement. Every Star Wars story has gone way back, and then the Luke Skywalker episode, love it or hate it, highest rated television episode of all time, apparently on some, I saw Jeremy do a video on that, and it, like on all these little IBM or Rotten Tomatoes, whatever it is. And I'm like, yeah, that really worked out for her. Well, there's something going on. There's something going on in Lucasfilm, and I wish I knew exactly what it is, but there's something going on because you don't come out. You're not the freaking boss and come out and say Rian Johnson's got a trilogy and it doesn't happen. You're not the boss if you come out and say we're moving forward, we're not going backwards, and then you do everything opposite of everything that you're saying all the time. It's so something is going on, and I'm sorry, you're just not the boss if that's what's happening. You don't see any other IPs or anything acting the way Kathleen Kennedy is acting. Well, she'll come out and say something, and they do the complete opposite every time. So anyway, sorry, that was a long rant, but
no, brother, it's all real.
Well, the memes of destruction are saying, isn't Star Wars traditionally a boys franchise? Doesn't it make sense to try to broaden their audience? And I know the question's to you, Drew, but there's nothing wrong with broadening your audience, but on the destruction of what created your audience, like you're going to destroy the boy franchise, if you want to call it that, even though I know a lot of girls that love Star Wars. Yeah. Why do you have to cater to people that wouldn't be fans in the first place?
I mean, imagine this. Imagine this. Boys like masculine themes, and oh my God, women like masculine themes. Oh my God,
somebody's car.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's some asshole. I'm sorry, right?
It's Delaware. Go ahead.
Mackany talk. Yeah.
Go ahead. Go
ahead, boss. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, here's my problem. That's always had a problem I have when people say this is a boys' club. It's like, no, it's just appealing. It's not just because it appeals to boys doesn't mean it's a boys' club. Do we say the same thing for stuff that appeals to girls? Mean that's a girls' club? Girls can enjoy the same stuff that appeals to boys too. They've refused to acknowledge that.
Refuse to acknowledge that it's just poorly written too. I mean, that's the point. There's no continuity even within this existing story. The one story they're trying to tell doesn't make sense within itself. That's just bad writing.
Yeah, and this is what Lucasfilm was hoping to do, is recapture the magic that George Lucas did with the original trilogy, is bring in a whole new audience of young Star Wars fans to buy the toys, visit the parks, do all this thing, and basically redo everything George Lucas did with the original trilogy. It's not one idiot in that roundtable said, the people that are going to bring the kids to see this movie probably love the original trilogy. They grew up with it. They're the ones that are going to want to take their sons and daughters to the film. No, they're not. They'll just show up like I'm like, hello, that. And if they're turned off, they're not going to bring their kids to see it. And we saw that with Luke. We saw countless people say, I got to enjoy Luke Skywalker with my son again. I got to enjoy. I mean, it's just like countless people saying that. Yeah. And it's like, and even Steven said that. And it's just like, what were they thinking? I mean,
it was ideology over content, brother. It was, we need to stab at these people because we're angry for whatever reason. Right. And we want to generate this angry group of fanatists and then push out the people we're mad at, whom they, in their myopic vision, viewed as the patriarchy. Jesus fucking
You know what else though? Oh, go ahead.
I
Steven.
can't even say shit without something making
I know,
noise.
I
I'm going
thought
to go
you were
beat
pausing.
something's ass. I'll be right back.
No, what I was going to say though, Steven, is also, you know, I also think it was a woman in KK who watched so many of the greatest directors and writers and producers of the 80s, the late 70s, the 90s. She really thought she could do better than them. And when she got the opportunity, she blew it up. And I just think she miscalculated and still will not admit it to herself or anybody else. She went the wrong path, and she is not made to be the president of a company like Lucasfilm.
I'm telling you, at the end of the day, it's coming back to making money.
Yeah.
They got to make money, and the board of directors will be like, "You ain't making money here. You need to make some money. Like, okay, you did your thing, it ain't working. You need to make some money." And that was clearly stated in Bob Iger's biography that he came out with in not only the Star Wars section, but if you keep reading, Bob Iger could go down as the Disney CEO that just bought everything. Like, that could be his leg. He literally borrowed gazillions of dollars and bought everything. He almost bought Apple.
Damn.
Like, he talks about that. He bought Pixar, and then he just bought everything. Fox, Star Wars. I mean, he just went on and on. He went on this buying spree for Disney. It was Fox. Then like all that stuff.
Oh, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah, and so now they're like, okay, we bought all the stuff. We need to make, the board of directors were like, we need to make money. And Bob Iger in his book said he flew J.J. Abrams out to dinner and said, I need this movie like yesterday because we need to make money. We need to start making our money back right away. And he said J.J. actually got mad at him in the book. It's right in the book. Got mad at him, and he was just like, you can't rush a Star Wars film. He's like, well, this one's got to be a little rushed because we got to start making money right now. Like, that's how it was.
Right,
so
one a year, right, Jay? Like one a year, trilogy movie, then an offshoot.
It wasn't even that. He just wanted, he was just like, we have got to make money. Like, and he said, he even admitted in the book that he was wrong about rushing the first one. And then he gave because if you remember, it originally was supposed to come out in May, The Force Awakens, and then finally JJ said, "Look, I need a little more time." And then in the book, he says, "Okay, I gave him till Christmas." So basically, JJ, listen, we can go on about a whole different topic, but he was rushed to say, "Get a film out now." The film was a huge success in America, almost $1 billion, number one movie in American box office by far anything else, and it was huge. So then Iger was like, in the book, he's like, nah, after that I saw it was a success. I was like, KK, do whatever you want. And then that's when all the Rogue One was a huge success, and then all the weirdness started coming out, and Iger was just like, well, I'm gonna leave. I did what
smart
I was
move, and then he came back.
Yeah, crazy, huh? Well, he was going to run for president, and then when his wife said no, he's like, "Well, I want to go back and rule the most powerful company in the world right now." So,
oh darn, like second best, I guess. Steven, is there anything else in this article that's important?
Yeah, just one paragraph I want to read.
Okay.
Of course, looking at the state of Star Wars at the moment, it's easy to understand why certain fans might feel vindicated. After all, so much of modern Star Wars is about reassuring older fans that their fandom is inherently superior to anything that followed. At the climax of The Rise of Skywalker, Poe Dameron is leapfrogged by Lando Calrissian. In the second season finale of The Mandalorian, the title character's victory is triumphed by CGI Luke Skywalker. So, I mean, we see the tone from this person. This is a fantivist, and he's just regurgitating the same bad arguments.
Why do they hate the past so much? I don't understand.
Because they're trained
to. That you
I think what it is.
Take a break. Yeah, Phantomist. I was wondering what that meant.
A phantomist is a person who comes in who says that they are coming into a fandom to inject their ideology, to project themselves, to talk about their genitals and what they do with them, and if they recognize them. They're not in a fandom to talk about the fandom, to explore it and celebrate it with other people. They're there to take it over. So they are fantovists.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like fake fans, or some will say fake.
Well, no, I thought he was saying phantomist.
No, it's and I think to add on what Jayne was saying was that I think one is that, like, they're engineered to hate the past and want to change the past, but also think is that the past has so much success and it's touched a lot of people more people have a lot more of a bigger attachment to the past, and because it's done better than what they're creating now, what they're seeing now.
Well, they see the past as representing the patriarchy, and we can't enjoy that. So, everything a lesson.
Right. Well, and they also don't want you to recognize that our history has been one of progression, where, yes, we have had bad things happen and people not be treated with equality in the past, but we have been working steadily toward bettering ourselves as a society. And so if they recognize that, then they're not breaking any glass ceilings this year.
Yeah, because those ceilings have already been broken.
Exactly. We're already moving towards something. These are divisive people. They want to recondition you. They want to recondition our culture. They want to change the way that your children think. I was over at a friend's house discussing a lot of this. Guy I've known since I was 12, chick I've known since I was 23. And I'm over there discussing things like non-binaries and all this, and how entertainments are being used as platforms to espouse this stupidity. And their 16-year-old kid was on par with everything I was talking about. Every one of those bullet points, he knew exactly what I was saying. The parents were dumbfounded, and I said, this is why you have to pay attention to what's being given to your children in entertainments, because your son knows exactly what I'm talking about, because the schools are indoctrinating him. Entertainment is indoctrinating him into believing fantasies, and it's your job as a parent to be vigilant. I mean, I was schooling my friends. It's your job to be vigilant as to what your children are being taught, and this is a part of it.
They're getting the arts taken away. That was the first move. You get the arts taken away, you lose the creativity, and then it's whatever they tell you. That's what you study. That's what you believe. I think the arts are way more important than people put emphasis on. Learning to read music and play an instrument, or being in a glee club, or being in an art club, anything like that. It teaches you to think for yourself and imagine for yourself. And I think that's the first attack. Yeah, go ahead, man.
When I'm out with my friends and we're like having a beer or something, do you know how much SJW stuff we talk about?
Zero.
Absolutely none. Yeah, nothing.
Look,
nothing. You know how much Twitter stuff we talk about? Nothing.
Hi.
Christie.
Nothing, right?
Hey, Christie.
Yay. Oh, my.
That was Christie.
That's your time to talk, Christy. You're supposed to go, hi, everybody. I'm so glad that I'm here.
Shut up, Steven.
That's your cue. You missed it. I'm trying to help a sister out.
You're over here talking about like SJWs and like talking with friends and talking to teenagers. What are you talking to teenagers for?
Well,
stuff like that.
I was speaking with my friends about the. Let's see, I haven't seen them in 10 years. I'm talking about the books that I've made, the YouTube channel, all of y'all, my awesome friends that I've made since I started YouTube. Like, we were talking about that, and so
you have friends.
Yes, I actually have friends, and I have sex now too.
You are? Oh my God! Congratulations!
Thank you.
Yeah, Steven, your hand is not sex. Okay.
Wait a minute, Steven. You were dating a person?
Wait a minute.
No, we're not dating.
Even better.
No, Scott, I got something even better. Steven, Rosie Palm and her 5 sisters aren't.
Friends. Snap! That ain't.
I'll take it back to 1991, Chris. Thank you.
Yeah, she threw that out there. Guys, the great PJ from Orville Nation, if you are not subscribed to his channel, please do. And don't forget, please keep subscribing if you haven't to Lady Tauriel. She got over 200 on the stream, but we want to keep getting that number up. So please keep subscribing if you haven't yet. But PJ from Orville Nation, one of the greatest guys out there, for $10. Thanks, man. I get all my news from Sporking News Podcast. Sorry.
What is wrong with you, PJ?
Yeah, right. So my views are kind of skewed, but that's okay. Merry Christmas, Scotty, and everyone. Thanks, PJ. You rock.
PJ.
Oh, PJ.
yeah, PJ's the best. Sometimes Steven says things that are inappropriate. So Steven, what's happening?
Oh my God.
Me?
Yes,
Yes.
I didn't stutter.
He
PJ's
does not
awesome.
know a line he hasn't crossed.
Okay. Very good.
Oh,
All right,
Okay,
well,
Makini,
drunk.
did
I'm
you see
sorry.
my,
I'm drunk. I apologize on behalf of
sir.
Steven, just so you know.
I accept your apology, and I will follow up with a heavily worded letter.
Okay, very good.
what a dick.
That's
Yeah, what's
great.
next?
Makini's going to read. We're going to go with how Wonder Woman might be changing the direction of the DCEU. So I know we've been talking about Wonder Woman 84 on the previous stream.
Oh my God.
Drunk, I kind of wanted to hear did you get to watch it?
Yeah.
What did you think of Wonder Woman 1984, Drunk 3PO?
I was bored
Yes.
and confused. That was about it. I personally didn't see any woke stuff, and I didn't see any. I don't think it was horrible. I just was like, for me, I was just kind of bored, and then some of the stuff I was a little confused, but that was about it. Nothing special.
Stop knocking shit over, Christie.
And Christie?
Never mind. I'm just
Christie wants to marry Stig? Really?
No.
Oh.
I think she proposed.
Oh, damn. What's going on here?
I literally
miss
said in the chat, I hate you, Steve, because his comment from earlier.
Oh my God.
Well, Steve just wants to say,
Christmas.
yeah, Christie, Stig wants to tell Christie you got swamp ass for Christmas. She returned in since she already had one from before.
Damn.
I love Stig.
Oh my God.
What did you think? Did you see 1984, Christie?
Of course I did.
And what did you think of it?
Well, I made a comment on Twitter like late last night. So they get wishes from a random ass rock. That's all I put.
So stupid.
And people are just like, it's not just random. It's like ancient and stuff like that.
So it's an ancient rock.
It's an ancient rock. It's still a rock.
All right. Couldn't be a leprechaun?
Technically, it's citrine, but I understand.
Citrine, right?
It's actually a mineral, but it's okay. I mean, you don't have to
The movie-
understand.
I agree with Jay. It was kind of boring. I mean,
Yeah. See, I saw Woke.
I didn't see
don't know.
Woke.
I didn't see the woke either.
Oh gosh, it's
Well,
Dude.
no, all I'm going to say is real quick, culture. Because you agree with me, every side character that's a male either treats a woman like garbage or is trying to get laid. Hitting on.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Do you not remember the 1980s?
I was about to
dichotomy
say,
kinda
dude,
makes
that was 1980s to a T. How
That
you
really
doing?
was.
Where do you think the meme
Not
came
every
from?
sing-
How
every
you
single
doing? Well, sorry about your loss, but I'm just saying, it's how you doing? Like that came out of the 80s.
How you doing? Yeah.
Wait a minute. No, it
That's
didn't.
from the 90s. How you doing?
That was from Friends.
No, it was before Friends.
Yeah,
got
from
that
the
from
90s.
something else.
How you doing?
It was in Norbit, too. How you doing?
What's a Norbit?
All right.
Norbit is a great movie. It's a
Oh,
great
what's a
movie.
Norbit?
It's Steve. It's correct.
Norbit, you've
Steve.
never seen Norbit? Stig says can't say swamp ass and stuff to Christie on Twitter anymore. I get nuked every time. Need to do it on YouTube. Well, thank you for doing that on my channel. I love you. Man.
Stig
Thanks,
had
Steve.
the best-
It is the dump.
Stig did have one of the best finds. He put it in the chat about the Rampage arcade game. That was pretty awesome find there, Stig.
Oh yeah.
That was a
All
great
right.
find. About one.
Stig knows. Makini, why don't you read a little bit of this and see where it goes?
You got it. This is from Abraham Reisman over at Vulture.com. DC rethinks its universe. While DC Entertainment has won big in comics, TV, and games, they've wondered at the movies. They struggled at the movies. Does Wonder Woman show the way forward?
Not anymore.
We'll find out. There's a paradox at DC Entertainment. It can be summed up by looking at two men who wear Superman tights. One of them is Tyler Hoechlin, a dreamy American who portrays a Man of Steel on the small screen as part of the TV show Supergirl. The other is Henry Cavill, a statuesque Brit who plays him in DC's big screen outings like Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and its fall mega tentpole Justice League. Hoagland's Superman has been a sterling image among the public. He's not a series regular, but when he does show up, fans go gaga for him. It's debatable.
I don't know about that.
Much as they salivate over the well-received show, Cavill Soups, on the other hand, has an image control problem. All of his movies so far have been met with at least certain amount of critical disdain, if outright derision. In short, Superman is flying high while the other experiencing turbulence. In the DC entertainment in microcosm, when it comes to movies, there's a chronic bad buzz elsewhere. Things are going swimmingly. Once known as DC Comics, a 2009 restructuring made by the Warner Bros. Owned company, is more than just a comics publisher. They also work in coalition with the rest of Warner Media to produce superhero content in TV, games, consumer products, and films. Their comics are in a sales renaissance thanks to a recent initiative called Rebirth. DC shows like Gotham, Arrow, and The Flash enjoy immediate ratings, and fan loyalty to DC video games like Injustice and the Arkham series are considered some of the best the medium has to offer. Hell, even partnership with Warner's Consumer Products division is bearing fruit. DC Superhero Girls toy line has turned into a miniature empire complete with animated web cartoons and New York Times best-selling books. So what counts for the contrasting reputations? Perhaps part of the problem is that the movies, until recently, have had very little influence from the core DC Entertainment team, who had done so much work, who's done so well elsewhere. It took some work for us to earn our stripes, I think, but with the rest of the studio and filmmakers, says the company's boyish chief creative officer, Jeff Johns. Sitting at a long table alongside a clutch of DC executives in San Diego Marriott on the first day of this July San Diego Comic-Con. But in the past 16 months, they gained significantly more influence on the movie operation, and that change is already bearing fruit. It's not the chaos, DC Entertainment President Diane Nelson assures me. It's seated near Johns if it's intentional.
Where the hell are they going?
I don't know
where they're going.
I don't know, but I don't mind listening to that.
I do love listening to him. He got that vibe going.
He does. Sounds like a smooth pimp.
Go on, pimp.
All right.
As opposed to one with bad skin, or what are you talking about?
Talking about smooth, he just sounds like he's on a date when I hear him reading an article.
Christina, I need another apology, please.
Oh, okay. I'm very sorry for what Steven said, Jay. I apologize, and I'm sure he will accept your letter.
Thank you.
And what do you denounce? What do you denounce?
What do you do?
Who is Tyler Hoechlin?
Hoechlin, he is the Superman in the CW Supergirl show.
That shitty Superman?
Yes.
Exactly.
Well, you know him from he was
He's
in
the
Teen Wolf. He was in Teen Wolf. He looks like he's a not very big dude. Like I just don't see him as Superman. Superman should be very tall, like Jay tall, not me like Steven tall.
Damn.
Wow.
Gimli, relax.
All right. They're in the midst of a fight to convince the public that's the case. For years, they struggled at the multiplex with their blood rival Marvel's Sword. Starting in 2008, Marvel pioneered a Hollywood buzz concept known as the MCU, a narrative enterprise in which a bunch of individual films are said to exist in the same world, with characters crossing over and lots of build-up to mega movies where the whole gang gets together. Disney owned Marvel and captured billions of dollars by running the operation with iron fists. Its movies are all tightly linked to its brand image and held in a vice grip. Seeing the success of that model, Warner started to launch its own shared film cosmology with 2013's Man of Steel, which did well at the box office, but received criticism for its depiction of a brooding Superman who murders someone at the end of the story. Then came 2016's Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, which drew a harsh critical response and a global gross of $873 million. Fell short of Marvel's $1.153 billion they earned that year with Captain America: Civil War. And just a few months later, Suicide Squad only earned $745 million. After chunk of change, but savaged by critics, leaving with a 25% critical aggregate on Rotten Tomatoes. Those speed bumps would be bad enough by the fact that those DC movies were all part of one interlinked super story that made the situation all more problematic. There's that word again. How can you have a successful universe in all of its individual galaxies and you're doing so hot? Now, no, none of that comes to worry Nelson, and partially because DC and Warner have adopted a new strategy. Let's rethink the whole universe thing. They're not giving up the idea of continuity, but they want to de-emphasize the idea that all these flicks are occupying the same space. Our intention, certainly moving forward, is to use the continuity to help make sure that nothing is divergent in a way that doesn't make sense. But there's no insistence upon an overall storyline or interconnectivity in that universe, says Nelson, drawing nods from the top brass around her. This new approach has already had a test case, and by any measure, it was a successful one. Wonder Woman out-earned every other movie this summer while scoring a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow, that is the weakest freaking argument I've ever heard in my life. A brick could have out-earned this year's box office. Oh, my God. Oh, okay, sorry.
No, we're referring to 2017.
Okay. Oh my God.
This is all build up.
Okay, all right. Okay. I was just gonna lose my mind because I'm
no. This was this is like a retrospective, basically.
Okay, all right. Because I was gonna say no. Probably the biggest earning superhero film of the year was the dumpster fire known as Birds of Prey, but whatever.
Right.
All right.
Sorry.
The fact that it more or less told the viewer to ignore the rest of the universe and just focus on what was in front of him. There was a tiny nod to Batman v Superman, but that was it. The movie is not about another movie, says Johns. Some of the movies do connect to other characters like Justice League, but like with Aquaman and one of the next efforts in 2018, our goal was to not connect Aquaman to every other movie. As Nelson puts it, moving forward, you see the DC movie universe being a universe, but one that comes from the heart. Filmmakers creating them. One of the centerpieces of this new decentralized strategy is a yet unnamed side label of occasionally movies that are completely separate from everything else outside the cinematic universe. Told standalones based on good ideas from big name filmmakers, movies that are just movies, not components of a larger piece of clockwork. The first one, they're talking about a solo outing with Superman and Joker that turned out incredibly well, said to be developed and co-written by The Hangover and War Dog's Todd Phillips. John says they'll be announcing the name of the second label soonish. That already welcome news for previous DC outings who tied up in the world building, but won't single-handedly clobber the pessimistic chatter Warner superheroes to face. While DC Entertainment has experienced tremendous success in TV, comics, and games, when it comes to film, they still have a huge issue with the public perception.
Wait.
Right.
Tremendous TV with TV, comics, and games.
I'm assuming with with the CW.
CW.
The CW, you talking about Gotham High? You talking about well, with games maybe some of the games are pretty tight.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
I just want to know: is the point of this just saying they're doing?
Oh, God, this is long.
Separate. Yeah, we're done. We're done.
This is somebody stroking themselves trying to justify.
I should really do some more, research before I put articles up.
Maybe a little bit.
I mean, well, this is the problem I have. They
look at a bounty in the comics to get 5 paragraphs max.
I know.
That's a long article.
I know. Culture, you can bring up the next one because that's at least a little bit more.
Okay.
Sorry about that, guys. I guess that really.
No, that's not your fault, dude. I'm the one who picked it. What I'm saying is this: the big deal was they wanted to create a universe that was rival to Marvel in a quarter of the time.
Exactly. That is the biggest problem. They should have built it up. They should have built it up, and they should have, and Dark Side as the Thanos, you know what I mean? But give us a nice few movies. Justice League movies shouldn't have happened until maybe next year. We should have had a bunch of movies, maybe some movies where you had different characters teaming up with one another. But you know what I mean? Get Green Arrow in there, get Green Lantern in there, get some other and
recast the Flash because
recast the Flash because I don't want to see a dude in a Frenarian dress. I don't want to do that. And I don't care. Actually, I didn't like his acting. I didn't like his representation of the Flash. That
plays him all goofy.
He can't run.
That was their mistake. You're right. They were trying to do it too fast. And if they'd taken their time with it, the death of Superman, I was just arguing this last night because my friends are nerds and they know what I'm talking about. The death of Superman storyline should have taken place after way after the first, second, third Justice League. It could have been the third Justice League. You know, like
Right.
that's where it should have been. They were trying to rush it, and that was their biggest mistake. There's no other way to see it. That's just it. Damn it, I'm right.
You are. That's
Yes.
great.
He is.
Do we?
Yes,
I
have
don't know,
Christie.
Christy. You just got to get him to stop talking sometimes. But my question is this: is this solo type outing? Is this working? Is this solo project not very loosely based? I want to ask Jayne, what do you think? Is it working for them? I mean, the two movies that they did were pretty good, Wonder Woman and Aquaman. Now you have like their third installment. What do you think?
Yeah, that's the problem is the sequels just don't do as well. And I think it's because they begin to take shortcuts and they think they don't have to put in the same work in creating a really good story. So you have to treat every film in your series as if it's the first. That's
Right.
the only way it's going to work.
You
And
have
they
to look-
aren't doing that.
Right.
Yep,
Right.
Jayne said it perfectly.
No, that is perfect. I mean, really, you don't have to say much more after that. So let's move on to the next article
Yeah.
because.
Well-
Oh, go ahead. What do you want to say, Mike?
Yeah. I do want to bring up that like it's interesting because everybody's moving over. They're moving all their cards over to HBO Max, and it's not just the films and Snyder Cut and such, but we got rumored shows such as Catwoman and Green Lantern, and even bringing in the Future State Wonder Woman into the CW verse. So I don't see that may not be ending well for AT&T, WB, Warner in the long run, just because they're putting everything they got. All those cards are going to HBO Max.
Yeah. The memes of destruction says, why would you delete Darkseid? That's like Infinity War without Thanos. What I could say to that is, why did you bring Darkseid into it so soon? I mean,
Well, no, I
you
mean,
didn't even
hinting at him is fine,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But it's just
No, go ahead, Steven. I do it to everybody.
Darkseid. Well, Darkseid's one of my favorite villains in all of geekdom, and it's a character that you definitely want to build toward. You need to build up to something like that, and it's going to take a Superman to take out Darkseid. Even Darkseid can whip Superman's ass. So, it just goes to saying that again. There's the whole cinematic universe for DC should have been more fleshed out, built up. And like Jayne said, each movie sitting within its own right. Each character. The one cool thing about the Justice League is that each of those heroes are heroes in their own right. They have their own lore and history. They're each for different reasons. Their abilities and their fallacies. They're their own hero in their own world. And bringing them together is more of an event, in my opinion, than bringing like the Avengers together.
Oh, definitely, dude.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've been as kids watching the Justice League or Justice Friends or whatever the heck that one was. I watched it every Saturday, even with the stupid Wonder Twins. I watched it every Saturday. Like DC has been part of our the fabric of America since for 100 years. And
it's
fuck yeah. Go ahead, Maki. God, you're feeling it. Go for it, my friend.
okay.
Powder today. Go
The
ahead.
big, I agree with Scott. DC's a big thing is that they've always dominated the animated side, while Marvel's definitely always had the live action stuff on lockdown. And I was answering to one of the comments in the chat that there's not going to be a Birds of Prey sequel, despite the fact that they were touting it as the highest grossing superhero film of the year.
Yeah, but we didn't get a Birds of Prey movie. We got a Harley Quinn movie.
Yeah,
that was the problem.
And you look at what goes on, and you look at there's another Batman animated film coming out soon in 2021, and then you got a whole slew of just like this edition of Snyder Cut, and you got like all these rumors for different shows in production for just exclusively for HBO Max.
Well, yeah, because that's their vehicle now.
And
HBO Max is the vehicle.
And what's even more is that it's, you look at DC Comics. DC Comics isn't doing that well. In fact, they just laid off even more of their staff yesterday.
Yeah, well,
Yesterday on Christmas, most of it was for the young adult side, and we're seeing. And I'm assuming that, because
they had to make room for Starfire's daughter Mandy.
Well, I'm sure, there might be some speculation because I was listening to Uncle Ethan. Is like, it might be, or Uncle Ethan in Conference TV, that it might have been because that, with the whole I Am Not Starfire book, that was probably already in production when it was announced, and they probably just shut down a bunch of other, young adult stuff that was going to be in production or whatever was already in like the concept phase. DC Warner, everything is just, it's not looking promising. It just isn't.
No, it isn't. And well, the problem, again, real quick, and we're going to jump to the next one so we can finish 3 articles for once. The one thing I have to say is I would never have gotten rid of Doomsday. I would never have gotten rid of Steppenwolf. I would never have gotten rid of Darkseid. I just never would have brought them out that quick.
No way you bring Doomsday out.
They were too early. They were way too early.
I forgot who said it in the chat, but what a waste of a great character.
Yes!
They blew their load. They blew their load too fast. They are the Hollywood equivalent of the 2-pump chump.
Yeah.
The biggest mistake of the extended universe was trying to catch up to Marvel when they should have followed Marvel's of just doing a bunch of solo films first before going in deep with Justice League. Yeah,
you're right. You're absolutely right. You're real deep. Not Delaware deep, but deep. So this was a story a few weeks back, but I think it's important to cover. She actually responds to it for finally. The idea that an actress that is from the Mediterranean can't play a fictional, or a real life character or
historic
character. Thank you. I couldn't think of the word. Historic character that was from the Mediterranean. So
and was descended from Europeans.
Well, yeah, Greeks.
Well, that's part of their issue.
Greek descent.
You had so many different issues people had with this, from her not being Macedonian to her being Israeli, and somehow that was an issue with people who wanted her to be an Arab, even though Cleopatra and her family intentionally separated themselves from pretty much the entire region that wasn't Macedonia. There's just so many. People just need to sit back and understand that, look, she fits. I mean, at a very basic level, Egypt once owned or controlled or ruled over Israel. She's Israeli. She can portray this historical national figure that's technically a part of her history.
And another argument is she might be too good looking for the role, if you really wanted to get down to it.
There's that too.
Cleopatra was the most powerful woman at that time, but she wasn't the best looking one.
Yeah, there are people who make fun of her nose being too long.
She had her own beauty.
Really?
Well, beauty's the eye of the beholder.
Exactly.
I don't know what.
But you know what? If someone has control over your life, they tend to look a little better.
I would disagree in that Elizabeth Taylor looks stunning as Cleopatra, but
well, they're talking about the people at the time who didn't like her or her family and all that.
Right. Why don't we read some of this article culture and see where it goes?
Hey, we're going to do 3 articles tonight?
Yeah, we're going to make it. The over under would have been beaten tonight because we were going to get to 3. Yeah.
Well,
I know. You're good at beating it.
I'm trying to show a decent show and be a good host.
Oh, okay. God. Well, Drunk 3PO is the whole reason that we're getting to a 3rd story, so that's pretty great.
No, it's not the whole reason. He came in and everyone fawned over him for 20 fucking minutes.
That worked.
No, you weren't here, Christie, but you would have.
Well, no, we didn't, Steven. We weren't the one like, he just emotionally keeps me going for the rest of my life. His chats make me hard, and I love him.
Wow.
That's a
y'all need Jesus.
That was quite an interpretation.
Yeah, hey, guys. Christie has a question. Christie has a question for you, Scott.
Yeah. Christie?
What? Yeah, Christie has a question. It's in the private chat. Christie, do you want to read that?
Which one?
The first one.
The first one. Okay.
Private chat supposed to be private?
Yeah, they are. But go ahead.
What
Not
concert costs just 45 cents?
What?
50 Cent featuring Nickelback.
God. Let me
Get
look.
it,
What?
Nickelback. Get it?
Oh God! Hey, it's
I
fun.
love that joke.
So
I wish I
fun.
had the drum. I wish I had the drum.
All right.
Oh.
So we needed some levity before I start reading because here we go. Oh, dude, Tina, nobody's picking on Jay. We love Jay. I love Jay
we all
more than
love
his
Jay.
rational, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Then
Can I
there's-
do one more? Can I do one
And
more?
there's Steven.
Yeah,
Oh
one
yeah,
more,
one
do
more.
it.
One more.
Okay.
Do it.
Okay. When does a joke become a dad joke?
When?
When it becomes apparent.
What?
That's so stupid.
Oh my. Oh, that's great.
See, we almost see if we keep doing this, we won't make it to a third article, and then
read the
I won't have
article.
to cover all these bets.
We're going to cover a third article?
Oh,
We're
God.
doing it. Please do it.
I don't want to cover a third. I don't want to cover these bets. All right.
Do it.
Gal Gadot
That's-
responds to racist attacks after being cast as Cleopatra. This
No,
article is
Moxie,
coming
let
to you
Culture-
from.
let Culture read it. Oh, that's Culture. Okay, go ahead.
Jesus Christ, Scott.
What the?
That was
heck?
supposed to be a dad
Is
joke.
this how this show works every week? What? What's going on here?
No, it's usually worse drunk. It's usually
We're on our-
worse
yeah,
drunk.
You're on
So thanks for
your
coming
best
out.
behavior because you're here, Jay. I almost got to finish the headline before I was interrupted,
Oh.
so we'll try again.
This is best behavior.
Yeah. You need to.
Gal Gadot responds to racist attacks after being cast as Cleopatra. This article is coming to you from Bounding Into Comics, and it is written by the great and wonderful senior editor and founder, John F. Trent. This article was written on December 24th of 2020 in the Celebrity and Movies category.
Really?
Wonder Woman actress Gal Gadot recently responded to the racist attack she received following her announcement she would play Cleopatra in an upcoming film from director Patty Jenkins.
Well,
Back in
Wait,
October.
Patty Jenkins, man, making a lot of headlines.
Yes,
Yeah, and not for good reason. But I continue. Back in October, it was announced Gadot would take on the role of Cleopatra in a period biographical drama written by Alita Battle Angel screenwriter Laeta Kalogridis and directed by Patty Jenkins.
uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
I love how you pause.
The drama is expected to follow the last ruler of the Ptolemaic kingdom in Egypt before it came under the rule of the Roman Empire. Gadot wrote on Twitter, as you might have heard, I teamed up with Patty Jenkins and Laeta Kalogridis to bring the story of Cleopatra, Queen of the Egypt, to the big screen in a way she's never been seen before.
All kinds
To-
of extra.
To tell her story for the first time through women's eyes, both behind and in front of the camera.
Oh yeah, both in front and behind. What? Oh, I'm not muted. Okay, go on.
Cleopatra about to give it to her?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
As
Go ahead.
many people know, Cleopatra and the Ptolemaic dynasty descended from the Macedonian Greek Ptolemy, one Soter, and spoke Coney Greek as their native language. A posthumous paint portrait believed to be of Cleopatra, the seventh of the Ptolemaic Egypt, that is now located in the National Archaeological Museum of Naples, depicts the ruler as a white woman with reddish and brown hair. And there she is.
A bunch of
That's
complicated
roughly-
words, man.
It's
Congratulations.
roughly based on her coin. They just added coloring to it.
Yep, she's absolutely right.
On
You
top
go
of
on
this,
with your robo-collar voice. You got like a robo-collar voice. I don't know what's going on, but keep going.
On top of this, Catherine Baird, professor of archaeology and classical studies at Boston University, stated Cleopatra VII was white, of Macedonian descent, and, as were all of the Ptolemy rulers who lived in Egypt. Despite these historical facts, certain sections of the internet attacked Gadot for taking the role due to her Israeli heritage.
That wasn't our side.
To be fair, though,
Yeah.
race wasn't the same then as it is today. So applying racial terms to them doesn't quite make sense, but whatever.
No, it
Good
doesn't.
point. That's
Well-
a good point.
But Jayne, we do that all the time. We take historical scenarios and we inject our like 20th
Our perspective.
century,
I
arbitrary ideas.
I understand doing that in the historical time frame in which you can do that, but
Mhm.
that far back, it was just so dramatically different how people identified.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I'm agreeing with you. People need to stop doing that though. We always we put our morals and our society ideas into what happened in the past. And
Mhm.
you just can't do that because we weren't there. You know, like it's a different world altogether.
Yeah.
They wore togas.
It's a
Hell
different
no.
world than where you come from.
Like, you know, someone who, take for example, the Roman identity. I mean, you might have someone who their father's Roman, their mother's whatever, they're Roman, period. So it was just a completely different perspective on your
Right.
identity.
You know what this is? I could tell you.
What is
Y'all
it, Jay?
just not listening.
Please do.
Please.
A while back, someone wrote an article that an actor or actress should probably be close or resemble the part they're about to play. It was resisted by huge numbers of backlash, but that article got so much attention that the ad revenue went through the roof. With the failing newspapers and discredited media, they now have to go to like TMZ style articles and stuff to get that same type of revenue and stuff. So most of these articles are starting to come out and mass produce because of the reaction it draws. It draws reaction. You go to the article, they get ad revenue. And so then they got to push it even further. What they don't realize that they're doing is they're destroying a culture because people are actually listening to this ridiculousness of, a gay person should only play gay. Like they totally threw out what drama is.
Mhm.
When you're in
Right.
a drama class, you play a role, you step into that role and you act, whatever it is. You shouldn't have to be gay to play a gay person, et cetera, et cetera. And so now we're seeing this whole. I have a friend that used to work for the Miami Herald, excuse me, and he just said they literally are. They were literally looking for I guess not TMZ, National Enquirer type stuff to
Clickbait
put in
articles?
their paper because it sells ads and it makes money. At the end of the day, these people just want money. If you follow the money and you see how it is, that's exactly where it's going. It's all about. So then once these articles become laughable, then the next one's going to come out. If like right now we're in this whole transgender thing, like right now that's like popular. So all these they pushed oh my god, what's her name who played they pushed her out of a role because she wasn't transgender.
Scarlett
Oh,
Johansson for Rub and Tuck.
And then now they feel like they have some kind of power because they're able to do stuff like that. And it's really disgusting. And you're starting to see this, like even cancel culture brings in clicks. It just does right now. So that's why I think it's so popular. But once enough people starting to stand up, and we're seeing actors and actresses starting to stand up to that crap. It's like Gina Carano is our personal favorite, but I mean, Dave Chappelle stood up to this stuff. The guy that was supposed to host the Oscars, oh my gosh, the comedian
Kevin Hart
stood up to this stuff.
Yeah,
they all
met the guy from The Office, the
Chris Pratt
English
is
Office.
standing up to this. Like they're all standing up to this. And I believe we'll see more and more. But what will happen is, then once they realize that they can't make money off that, it's going to be more relevant to do something even more extreme. Just remember, I'm sorry, I won't keep talking, but
no, this is important.
When the 80s, when there was a whole God, if I had the book, I'd tell you, but in the 80s, when Christianity was really popular, the Christians became the anti-hero in films, and it kind of went, we had the that one Jesus film that was so controversial, The Last Temptation of Christ.
Oh yeah.
When Christianity was at, in America in the 80s that Christianity was as popular, and then Christianity kind of turned into political. Ronald Reagan used the Christians to get elected, and it became like a political, and that's a whole nother discussion. But we saw what causes clicks. So the anti-Christian movement started coming out in Hollywood and in the news media and things like that, because people were shocked to see it. So out of the shockingness, that's what's creating, revenue and money and things like that. And
well, they can't earn money from traditional journalism is your whole point, right, Jay?
Right. But what I'm seeing, is we're going to see like these things shift, in 10 years from now. I believe we'll be talking about something. You're absolutely right, Culture. Something completely different, because we see it on Twitter all the time. People make a tweet and you're just like, what the? Yeah. My YouTube channel's built on that. Let's be honest. Because it's just like, it's stupid.
Yeah, on hot
takes. Look at all the attention it gets. Like, it gets so much attention of its stupidity that people are like, wow, look at all this. I'm a nobody, but look at all the attention I got. Let's push it. Right. Let's push the next. Like Andy Garcia, I think he just does this for straight up attention. He just trolls Star Wars fans for straight up attention. So
right. It's basically a cottage industry, and it's its own economy that people, they get this attention from making these stupid and absurd hot takes on Twitter.
Yeah, but look at us, and I'm just part of the problem. I make money off their stupid hot takes.
Right.
So it is
outside the haters. Yeah,
it's a money. Listen, at all. I wouldn't be talking about it if it wouldn't. I just wouldn't be talking about it if I knew nobody would care to watch.
Right.
On my channel.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I'm not making videos about the socks I wear. You get what I'm saying?
Right. No, I hear you. But Jay, the one thing you said that was profound is that these are used to be reputable news networks and papers that are now going to a TMZ format, which is shaping society. That's scary. Just because they want to make the all holy dollar, they will go that far.
Well, because you can get everything so fast on just like someone taking a picture, uploading a video to Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever, and that could
bloggers change the world.
Exactly.
Yep.
That could be newsworthy, and that's what BuzzFeed does and stuff. They'll just take those videos and write a story about it, and I'm just like, great. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
No,
but you're
no,
absolutely right, Christie. You're absolutely right. Look at what sells. Sex sells, controversy sells, and stupidity sells. It just does. Yep. So that's why everybody and their grandmother now is getting an OnlyFans. I'm waiting on Christie's. And then everyone is, like people will make stupid stuff because it gets them attention. I did like in my master's psychology class, there was something so profound that I learned was that people, if they don't get positive attention in their life, they seek negative attention. It does the same effect to their brain with dopamine and everything. So we have a generation of people that it's easier to get negative attention and get that dopamine hit than it is positive, because getting positive attention, you have to work for it. Oh, good job. You really did well on that paper. Oh, good. So now everyone gets a participation trophy. So no one's really getting, credited for whatever. So,
this is me real quick. So I am looking at Yahoo right now, and they literally wrote an article because of how people's reaction of Kim Kardashian in this dress, like looks like She-Hulk or looks something like that because of the bottom.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Whatever. I don't fucking know. I didn't read the whole thing. But my point is the dress looks ugly, but to me, that's it. It just looks ugly. You don't have to write a whole article about how she posted a selfie. And she, to me, I don't like Kim Kardashian.
You know what's crazy?
Anyway.
This is what they talk about.
Well, the problem is there was a court case with MSNBC, and MSNBC had to admit in court that they're not a news network, they're an opinion network. So if you look at all these news networks that we go to for the news, they don't say they're news anymore in the tiny lettering. They're an opinion piece. And that's scary.
People what they do is commentary though.
Yes, commentary. Jesus.
Oh, It's my goddamn show. Shut up, Steven. I'm trying to do the best I can. Sorry, Jayne, go ahead.
I'm just agreeing with you. That's what you turn on the news and it's all commentary all the time. They may have a morning show that's news, but the rest of the day, every other hour is commentary.
Yeah, but you remember Jayne back in the day, not back in the day, back in the 90s when the one way to make a quick dollar is by lawsuits. People were suing McDonald's because they made me fat. Oreo cookies made me fat, so let me sue them.
Spilled coffee
on my legs, so let me sue. So all these ridiculous lawsuits came out, and that was the trend. Everyone's like, well, what can I sue for now? What can I sue for now? And then we had to pass laws.
Even then, there are exceptions to even
I will say, as far as like that, the lawsuit with the McDonald's and the hot coffee and stuff like that, I used to work for McDonald's, and their coffee is not as hot as it used to be in the 90s. It's really useless information, but it's like
no,
it was too hot, and she was harmed, and she probably did deserve some money, but it was just the extent of
$1 million
or like ambulance chasers. As
she was being used. She was being used. There's a great documentary about that whole lawsuit, and that woman pretty much got over it.
Don't yawn.
Oh, sorry, we're making you tired, culture.
Oh wow.
Somebody, no, he just needs to yawn a minute. I got to give him a second because sometimes he forgets his place. No, it's a great documentary. You guys should check it out.
Now.
I love your culture. Oh, I love him. I'll have to get I'm going to tweet it out when I find the name of it because it really was. It's important to watch it because that woman took. She's known as the hot cup lady. You know, like it must not have been. She like destroyed her lady parts. Very interesting.
I didn't even know that.
But because of why she was, what I was trying to say though is because of the way people perceived what happened in that case, everybody started suing everybody.
Yeah, but my whole point is, it all comes down to money.
Yes.
So if there's a way to make money, people are going to do. We could talk about it now and go, why would you sue Oreos because you say it made you fat? Like that's stupid, right? A lot of us could say that's stupid. It's the same way with these articles. We're saying like that's stupid, but you showed 3 of them on here, and then they're going to get like ad revenue. I'm not saying don't do it. I mean, it's just people should be called out for stupidity, but I'm just saying that it all ties into the same thing. It all ties into the same thing. Oh, thanks, memes. I got you, man. DM me.
No,
DM me
what's really cool is memes only fan account. You know, if you've been watching his workout videos, I mean, he's really been working out really hard drunk, and I know that he's going to appreciate your.
I commented on him. I've seen him.
Yeah, man, he's getting ripped, dude. I mean,
and I'm eating M&M's.
That culture.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying. I mean, if I could afford OnlyFans, you know, but I know Drunk's got that. I have like multiple channels money, so you know how that.
I hear SwampAss.com is on the way. Apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Christie's OnlyFans channel?
Fuck you, Steven.
The memes of destruction for $4.99, as Ryan Kindle says, like what you like. Canal. Did I just say Kindle? I'm sorry.
Oh, you said kennel, which it reminds me of a bunch of dogs like caged up, you know, because you don't want them to go on vacation with you or some shit, you know, that kind of.
Okay, like what you like. Don't ruin things for others. Oh, and at Drunk3PO, if you need a referral code for OnlyFans, I got you. Steven, if you want to go backstage, I'll put you there too. Culture, is there anything? Culture, is there anything left in that article worth reading?
Sure. Twitter user Data Racer documented a number of individuals who went after Gadot for taking on the role. As you can see below, a number of people told Gadot to die and attacked her with various expletives. Data Racer. Gal Gadot is receiving harassment for being cast as Cleopatra. SJWs are calling her a dumb white bitch and piece of shit Zionist. Woke culture being anti-Semitic while not knowing Cleopatra was Greek.
Oh, Jesus.
And racist too.
Nah.
Data Racer would share a number of others in a subsequent tweet where he wrote, "Loads of abuse and racism is being sent to Gal Gadot. Woke media calls it backlash, completely ignoring the vile harassment."
You sound like my GPS in my car.
That's what I'm saying. Like a robocall.
What call? What have you been calling in the middle of the night? What?
No, you never get a robocall, like a call from like
Bro, what
your
have you been calling in the middle of the night?
1999 car is up.
What?
God, I guess you guys don't get those. You don't get
I
random
don't like
calls.
the spam calls.
Yeah, the spam
Bro,
calls.
you
I call
go to
robocalls.
you go to a website, the government website, and you put your phone number in, and you don't get those calls anymore.
I've done that.
It's
Like
been
6
available
times.
for like 5-6 years.
Yeah, I've done it 6 times, Jay. Don't be Mr. I know everything and mean. You don't need to be mean.
Well,
God,
then
this
maybe
is
you
the
need
real
a
Jay
warranty. Maybe you need a warranty on your car.
Well, and anyways.
Also, just read.
Former RT correspondent Samira Khan attacked Gadot, writing, "Which Hollywood dumbass thought it would be a good idea to cast an Israeli actress as Cleopatra, a very bland-looking one, instead of a stunning Arab actress like Nadine Najim?" Khan added, "And shame on you, Gal Gadot. Your country steals Arab lands, and you're stealing their movie roles."
Shame on
you.
You must be great at parties.
Oh, this is so good.
And see, that's
Welcome to my
too.
channel.
I love it.
I have this issue between Israel and Egypt that they're just imposing onto entertainment.
Mhm.
Why?
Mhm.
You're the same people.
Right.
Sorry.
I think
How dare you,
yeah, it just comes
Sorry.
down to this. I
You're
know that I
literally
don't want to
the same
get.
people.
I know it goes into a political thing. It's just that with
dare
the whole Israel and Palestine. and such.
No, it's called somebody has a blue check mark and wants to cry. That's what it is. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It's-
but I'm saying why they're like.
I get why they're
I'm not going to go down
doing
that
it,
road.
but they don't
But I
even
know,
look at
but it's-
history.
I'm with you,
They're
Christie.
morons. They just want to blast it out
Me
there.
and Christy are not on that road.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
with
not
you.
going to go down that road because I could say something about the Shamira Khan if I wanted to, but I'm not going to.
Shamira, Shemazel, Hassan Fep Incorporated.
Don't
That's a
the
We're
culture.
gonna do it. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Did I do
Welcome to
something
the
wrong?
town, people, welcome.
Everything.
I've missed you, Christy.
Why? That's not what you were saying earlier.
No, but she wasn't
Oh,
here, Jay. God, Jay, what's
I'm sorry. What are you
I was
talking about? I was
completely behind
responding
your
to.
Hey, culture, why don't you go to the article? There we go, guys.
There's an
Author
article.
Morgan Jenkins wrote, "I'm sure Gal Gadot is doing a wonderful job as Cleopatra. However, for me personally, I would love a Cleopatra who's darker than a brown paper bag, because that seems to be a bit more
Wow, that's-
historically accurate."
That's what you call damn with a faint praise right there.
This person's an author. Like, this shows you anybody can be an author.
They have no idea what her skin color was.
Exactly. And being Greek, though, I know, like you were saying, Jane, the Mediterranean was a little bit different back then, but Greeks were very,
Greek.
Oh God.
well, they were about like Greeks from Sparta would not move over to
Oh, God.
Macedonia and marry people from Macedonia. It was a little
Here
bit
he
different.
goes.
Well, I think where that's coming from is that her family was there for like 8 generations or something. I
Yes.
don't have any doubt that they had some indigenous Egyptian ancestry.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But they identified as Greek. That was what they were, regardless of what they look like.
Well, don't forget there was a lot of inbreeding.
I was about to say that.
Yep.
That's what me and Scott were thinking of.
Yeah.
There was.
You don't want to, you don't want to go outside your line. They're like, you know what, Jane?
Maybe
Like Valerians.
Yeah, man,
They're
more-
Valerians.
Yeah, but
More-
you also, you had families like that here too in the United
Yeah.
States.
What state
where
does Scott live in?
Yeah, more inbreed than
I don't live in
Virginia.
a backward state like yours. I don't live in Virginia.
I don't live in Virginia either.
Virginia's a good example.
No, he said Virginia. I was talking about, Florida's. Come on, Florida. Put
Or
it this
Delaware.
way. Only when we're about to die in my state, we move to Florida.
Yeah.
It's the truth.
We take all your money.
The slogan of Florida: "We take your money."
You guys keep us from paying taxes. You keep our state open, so keep dying and coming over here.
You're welcome. Well, we're not dead yet. They're old. They're really old.
Yeah, they're pretty
That's
much
all.
dead inside.
Oh, Florida. You can read on culture.
Florida.
Twitter user Sabalit wrote, "You're a Zionist monster bitch."
I like how bounding in the comics blurs it out, but then they leave the tweet.
They're thinking. Come on, they're
Wow, so tolerant.
Yeah, right.
Another user, Sisyphus Tired, wrote, "I seriously hope you suffer in this life and the next."
Holy shit! Not even like this.
Wow,
Way.
so tolerant.
that's because they got syphilis.
Actually,
That's so-
Sisyphus
How
was
we-
continually pushing her. You know what? I don't have to explain that to you.
Uh-huh.
That's how I read it.
If you're a Zionist deadass, get the fuck away from me. I'm the most Jewish person I know, and I've never been roped into the Israel is our homeland, ooh bullshit ass narrative, wrote Twitter user Nicholas DG Hikes.
Somebody actually wrote that.
Yeah.
He added, "Anyway, I have got to get back to work, but fuck Zionist, fuck Gal Gadot, and put some respect on Cleopatra."
What?
Wow.
That's very intelligent. That's a very intelligent take.
This is the
Dumbass.
same. That's probably the same type of person that would call you a supremacist.
Hold on, Time Prophet. He's like, shalom.
If I might add something to this discussion, there have been DNA studies done on Israelis and Palestinians. They are, in fact, both very closely related. So yeah,
They're the same people.
you're the same freaking people.
The ignorance is
Everybody was
wrong.
banging back then.
Hey,
Come on.
dude, and everybody's banging now. Look, we're all the one race, dude. We are the human race. We've been banging each other since time began.
We even been banging other versions of us. We got Neanderthals and Devonese. Oh, got all kinds of different races up in our race.
Oh, I know, dude, and you would know. You're Jewish or something. You and your tree.
I want to know the
More
first
Steve-
man dude that looked at a Neanderthal chick and said, "Yeah, I'd hit
Look
that."
at
I want to know the first time you looked at a tree,
No,
Steven, and thought it was a good plan, but
I was
whatever.
gonna say, no
We do not endorse or
I was gonna say, knowing Steven, he go after the hottest looking alien that was step down this earth.
I'm just saying we don't kink shame here. That's all I'm saying.
He's
No,
like
man.
Captain Kirk. He's
Hey,
trying to be like
dude,
Captain
if you
Kirk,
gotta
man.
get a nut with a tree, dude, I feel you. Just,
Oh,
I understand.
So what does the
You're
actress
almost
say? No, go ahead, Christy.
I
No,
would say
go
you're
ahead.
almost done. You're almost done, culture.
I know. Let's just please finish it. God damn.
Gadot responded to these attacks and the controversy over her casting while speaking with BBC Arabic. As reported by the UK's Independent, Gadot told BBC Arabic's Sam Asi, "First of all, you want to be true to the facts. Then Cleopatra was Macedonian." The Wonder Woman actress added, "We are looking for a Macedonian actress that could fit Cleopatra. She wasn't there, and I was passionate about Cleopatra.
Very passionate.
I must have friends from across the globe, whether they're Muslim or Christian or Catholic or atheist or Buddhist or Jewish. Of course, people are people, but why should it be? You and I should get along so awful. Sorry. And with me, I want to celebrate the legacy of Cleopatra and honor this amazing historic icon that I admire so much," Gadot continued. Gadot then challenged other people to follow their own passions and make their own films. Anybody can make this movie. I can't do it.
You got it. You're almost there.
You're almost done.
Almost there.
And anybody can go ahead and do it. I'm very passionate that I'm going to do my own too. And what do you make of Gadot's response to these attacks and the controversy surrounding her casting?
That's
That's
the most
my
extra,
Cleopatra.
extra reading I've ever heard in my life.
That was extraordinary.
I would make babies.
That smile will brighten your day.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I thought I have a cool smile.
You really do, buddy. You really
It's those
do.
cultures.
I'd be a terrible actor because if they asked me to play someone like George Washington and they go, "What? How does it feel like playing George?" I'm like, I don't know. I just got hired for a job.
Me too.
I don't know what he did.
I think Brie Larson was thinking the same thing.
I think she should have went with that instead of saying we couldn't find any Greek actresses, because that's the excuse that's always used.
That's a horrible excuse.
I still think the best part of that article is where she does, people are people, so why should it be? You and I get along so awfully. I think that's the best part there. I think Depeche Mode did us a favor. That's
I was about to say, people are people, so why shouldn't it be? Okay.
I was thinking Ebony and Ivory, but okay.
You know what? Larry was trying to help out with the education of Stephen Walton, and I appreciate it. Trying to explain to him who Sisyphus was. So I didn't have to do it. So he did it. Not syphilis, dude. It's not go get a bunch of penicillin in your hip. It's a freaking Greek mythological character.
He was the man that wasn't he handed fire?
No, he kept trying to push a rock. Read the thing.
Oh my God.
Why am I?
Oh my God.
No, that's what happened to
uneducated weirdos. Sorry.
No, I don't. You know what? Jay. Again, Jay, I have to apologize for Steven. And I'm very sorry, and I know that he will appreciate your third strongly written letter.
Thank you.
3 letters now? 3 letters. Holy shit!
One off circle some words in red ink.
Oh,
I like another monster's comment.
And what is that? Another monster says, "Where the
hell does it say? What?
Shout out to Drunk 3PO. His videos make me angry and make me want to leave stupid comments."
He commented on one of the.
He's so great.
Mark Luther, how often does author Stephen Walton dance the naked pagan dance in the woods?
What is this?
As often?
Well, if you're talking about the love that does not dare speak its name with trees, then I think Stephen. And again,
we don't need to
shame
talk
here.
about this.
I'm sorry. I'm not allowed to talk about it anymore.
I walk in my neighborhood and then there I see Steven. I'm like, dude, what are you doing here? What are you doing around that tree?
We don't need to talk about
the tree.
Weird.
Yeah, he's not behind the tree just to hide.
No,
it's like I don't know that person. I call it security. I call it
these special drill bits. They have like this taper in them.
Yeah,
So it's just. I'm just saying, and there's a reason why he needs special soap.
I'm going to apologize for you. I'm going to apologize to you now. And if you want to send a strongly written letter to Culture, you go right ahead.
Oh shit!
What the heck is special drill bits? Like that sounds like a personal fetish.
I know, right?
Excuse me. Do you have?
No. It's because Steven is Druish.
Oh God, let's end it on that. All right, thanks for everybody coming tonight. This was a great stream. I really want people to tell others it was great. Tell them they missed. Tell them they missed out. Just please don't show it to them. And we're going to start off with the great Jayne Theory.
Oh, well, you can find me.
Oh, wait a minute. You're not Jayne Theory. Oh, my God.
Okay, boomer.
Christie, you killed me.
I didn't know he was racist.
The problem is, you know what, Jay? I don't see colors, Jay, like you guys.
That's that's what racists say. Yeah, I know I'm never being a racist. The first thing they say is, I don't see color and I have a black friend.
That was it. I have a black friend. That's
except that people who are also not racist will say the same thing.
Anybody who says I have a black friend to prove they're not racist, like
anyone who says I don't see color is the same thing. That's just like
I don't see color, Jay. I'm colorblind.
All right.
Hey guys.
Go, Jayne.
Hey guys. You can find me on YouTube where I post movie and television reviews every Sunday at 6 Central and throughout the week. Some pop culture commentary. You can also catch me on Twitter and Instagram.
What the hell? Oh my God.
I'm sorry, Jayne.
Jayne, say the last part again because Scott could not contain himself.
I'm sorry.
I'm done. It's fine.
Oh, that was Steven's fault for saying the "Hey guys" thing.
Now I have to use my time to promote Jayne.
You always use your time to promote Jayne. Next up, McKinney90 or Makini.
Oh, okay.
Come on, back
I'm trying to get my focus. Okay. Good evening, good night, everyone. Thank you all for stopping by. My name is Makini90. Thank you, Scott. My name is Makini90. I am the artist of the fourth wave, one of the OrdsBored Entertainment, one of the Monster Entertainment. You can find me on YouTube where I do weekly draw streams every Wednesday and Sunday, and now weekly time lapses every Tuesday and Thursday. Tomorrow we're doing our final draw stream of the year, and I wanted to just of course, everybody on this panel is invited, and but yeah, it's just something to celebrate with us after Coast Casino's Sunday year in review. We're gonna have a lot of laughs as I do a little redraw of guys. Screen warning. Just get ready.
What do you mean? Oh my god!
I'm gonna redraw this.
I just went
whatever
sterile.
this is.
I
need for tomorrow's stream. So I see this as a challenge.
I just had an anti-erection.
Don't worry, I don't have to get my vasectomy anymore. Thank you, Makini. What were you gonna say, Christie? Because you're up next.
Steven, shut up.
What?
Hello. According to Christie, YouTube, Twitter, whatever. That's really fucking creepy, by the way. I do videos and live streams. Thanks for having me on. Bye.
Swampass.com, y'all. Swampass.com.
Swampass.com.
OnlyFans.
And next up, my friend, Culture Casino.
Just a reminder that author Stephen Walton's idea of a romantic song is "Underneath the Mango Tree, My Honey and Me." Anyway, you guys would know that if you knew James Bond, but I'm not wearing the right suit for that. I am Han Solo. So I will just say this. Take your time to support the amazing creators that are on this panel. There are many of them. All of them are my friends for the most part. All of them I will support and send money to if they ever become monetized. And even the ones that aren't monetized, I still send money to somehow. I want to say good things about all of you out there, because without all of you, we wouldn't be here to begin with. So without you, we have no show, and we aren't able to entertain you or ourselves, mostly ourselves, but you're the byproduct of that. And I want to say, Jay, thank you so very much. And I am very sorry for everything that Steven subjected you to in the stream. And I hope it doesn't color your opinion of anyone else here, because Steven does only speak for himself, and he does have an unhealthy interest in trees. So it's okay.
Thank you.
It's true.
And be sure to spend extra time over on Jayne Theory's channel, because everybody talks over her, and she's brilliant, and she deserves to be heard. So there you go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Culture, for making us all feel bad. And next up, our special Merry Christmas guest, Drunk 3PO.
Hello. What am I supposed to do here?
Just talk nicely about
yourself,
somebody.
like people jump.
I have plenty of subscribers, so you guys can, go somewhere else. I'm good.
Thank you, Drunk. Thank you, Drunk 3PO. That was,
and
really
I'm excited because tomorrow Sunday and the day after Sunday is Monday, and Monday, me and Jayne Theory will be together.
Oh
yeah!
Werewolves in London. Oh yeah.
Okay, thanks, Drunk 3PO.
Okay, now I got to start shipping Drunk 3PO and Jayne. All right,
yeah,
I can do that.
I got it. Jayne 3PO.
No. See, I'm about to tell you all a story. All right.
Oh, no.
I'm about to tell you all a story
I like Drunk Theory. Oh, go
about
on.
a man who went to go see Jay and was supposed to get a piggyback ride, and he didn't get it because Jay is all talk and no deliver.
No, it's because my woman Gina will not allow it. So you have to.
So,
and by the way, I have to say, you guys are so flirty. I really do. I really do like watching the two of you back and forth on Twitter. It's amazing.
Me and Jayne?
No, you and Gina Carano.
Gina Carano?
Yeah.
Oh, you should see the DMs, brother.
Oh my!
Come on, Steven, let's go.
I love having
Thank you guys for coming tonight. Thank you for being in the chat. Be so supportive of all of us. Much appreciate it. Please congratulate Jayne once again because she got monetized. I'm so proud of her. Please check out your favorite one or two. Get the fucking you were such an asshole.
Sorry.
Your favorite one or two YouTubers, content creators out there that you really love and see every day. Please make sure to share out their videos because we don't support us. I don't do that. I don't do that anymore.
Yes, you do. Come on.
Don't do that. So thank you guys for being here. And
do the thing.
Oh,
do the thing. Do it.
God,
I am author Steven Walton, the Fandom Menace Historian. Bored in the chats of the Hot Council with my brothers and sisters fighting for anonymous.
We squat but do not kneel.
Yes, be good to each other.
You know what? Now are you guys just doing this to show me what happens when I talk over
What
everybody?
is this catastrophe? This stream is horrible. No wonder
It's
nobody
called The
watches.
Dump, dude. It's called The Dump. That's the whole point.
Nobody watches.
Look, it's a niche thing.
Dude.
Drunk. It's a niche thing. I don't need a lot of viewers. That's a fucking lie. Please watch it. I was trying to look cool in front of drunk 3PO. It's nothing. Whatever.
That was brilliant, man. That was pretty cool.
Anyways, guys, everybody have a great night. Thank you to all of you that have supported
He
my
said,
channel.
"Thank you, Chew." Why do you talk that way?
Thank you, Chew.
Have you never seen this stream before drunk?
I can't talk.
I'm usually playing Fortnite during this time.
We supported this channel. I'm just going to keep talking. You guys are the best. Thank you for the greatest Merry Christmas of them all. Your friendship. I love you guys. I love you all.
I love you
and
more.
This, as always, for my
body
channel
smells
members.
funny.
Our friendship for his testicles.
I think I have a smell. I don't know.
At least this is the best part of the stream.
This is the best part.
Jagged part of the stream.
Dude, you didn't upload the new one.
Is this the most updated one?
The mics are muted.
Scott, what?
Scott, dude, it still says my name here.
Oh, crap.
Wash your face!